say goodnight, Perry. I'm going to
Good
sign you
night,
out.
everyone. Thank you for coming on. Okay, good night. I need to go to the trash with my mask on.
All right. You ended strong, Perry. You ended strong.
Yeah, I ended strong. I ended like a fucking nutcase.
Well, yeah, you did. Well, you didn't end like a nutcase. You were a nutcase at different points, but
Psychopath. Thank you very much. Send me to fucking psycho jail.
you going to your dumpster now? I am very surprised there were no offers for the fish. Gotta say, kind of shocked actually.
Because they know that's disgusting.
Yeah, maybe they forgot about it. Oh, new guy says, that dude says, this was fascinating. I'll be back. I hope you are back. Thanks for checking us out. Are you still there, Perry? Did he leave? I think he left. Okay, I'm going to sign him out. Well, guys, that was the season premiere. There's a lot of ups and downs. Yeah, I signed him out because I think he is going to go to Pornhub. Let me just, I'm going to get those videos real quick. And then I got to sign out myself. But thanks, guys. Maybe on Sunday we could have better balance of encouragement versus onslaught, because I don't know. You know how it is. Let's see. And I'll get those things. I think so. Yeah, there's an egg in the credenza from God, was it last week? The egg, because the one that's in the bottom drawer. I don't know what's in the bottom drawer, but he's got an egg in there that he put in there like 2 weeks ago. Now he's got the wolf in the middle drawer, and what was the other thing he put in there? The new eggs in some other drawer that we don't know yet. So is it 3 weeks old? It might be 3 weeks old. Yeah, because when did he put the egg? What was that? Was that the one? I lose track now. Wait, was it the one with the head cheese? I can't remember. Yeah, I didn't pee at all tonight. Sometimes I'll go and what was it? I don't know, it was last week or something like that. He was doing, I wait for a tip comment where I think he's going to go long on it. And then I'll dart out and quickly come back. And it was one, I think it was last Friday, where it was a Tony Alva thing or whatever. And I said, okay, Perry, stretch a little bit, and then I'm halfway out the door, and he's like, what do you mean stretch? I don't know. I was like, oh god damn it! Can you? And then of course I go and I come back and he's staring at the screen like that. I don't know when we're gonna auction off Wolfie. I got to make sure he doesn't throw it away. Yeah, he has that. Yeah, he has that chicken can. Hang on, I gotta transfer his file here. Talks amongst yourselves, please. Talk amongst yourselves for 1 second. I gotta get those videos from his phone, which I have. Here they are. He did a workout video the other day. I haven't seen the video yet, but he did it on his own. Where he filmed himself in the gym for the first time. I still gotta check those out. That'll be on Patreon. Okay, that's done. transferring those over. Okay. And I'm not lying, by the way. That Mike Lindell video. Maybe I can show it to you now. Let me see if I can load it in here now. I want to see if I can do this. Bear with me a second. Okay, that's the Ring camera. There's the reactions. I'm gonna try this. I've never tried this on the fly, but we'll see if this works. It's not gonna work right at first. You're just gonna see it and it's not gonna play. But I'm gonna try this. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh, this might work. Huh. Okay, I think it'll. You're gonna see it for a moment, but it's not gonna play any sound. Right.
Motherfucker.
Okay, this is him.
Say my cow.
So I'm gonna turn this off. Now I gotta adjust the sound. This is just this clip. There's other clips that I found, but I found this on Ring. Honestly, just last night. Was it? Yeah, I think it was last night because I'm putting the final touches on that Friday stream from 2 weeks ago, and it was just I've explained. It was a nightmare to edit, and for multiple reasons. And there was audio issues. Anyway, so at the end of the stream, we were talking about what are you going to do with this Mike Lindell thing? He's like, I said, save it for the auction. I thought we were going to put it in an auction maybe. Anyway, then I found out much later, not much later, it was a couple of days later when if you're a Patreon member, he mentioned on the phone call, he's like, I did something I don't even want to talk about. I don't even want to mention it. What did you do, Perry? I got in an argument with the Mike Lindell easel and threw it away. So he basically got in an argument with the Mike Lindell standee that's been in his apartment for years. And so he's bringing it out with other pieces of trash. I just want to set this up. And the Ring takes a minute to kick in with sound. So there's no sound at first, then it'll kick in with sound. Maybe we'll play it a couple of times, but let me just move this down here. Okay. All right, so this is the world premiere of this video. All right, you guys ready? Here we go.
Motherfucker. Sending my cows to my cunt sister-in-law? Garbage. Garbage. And I thought we were friends. Fucking asshole.
So that's it. It's pretty quick, but it's pretty great. So it's obviously the end of the argument. He's like he's talking to it. I'll give that another play. But that's the thing, usually I go through the Ring, the archives, because I get the sound off the Rings, and that one came so late. I normally don't look that deep into the evening, but that was after he filmed this thing with the cement, which he did on his own. So I thought, oh my God, I have to put this at the end of the YouTube cut. And the truth is, if I would have gotten to if the video was fine with no problems, it would already be up on YouTube, and I wouldn't have had this to put in there. So I'm very actually almost thankful that was there. So let's give it another watch, because I think it's worth it. The sound's not perfect because remember it's the Ring camera, so it's not perfect sound, but you can definitely make it out. And again, it takes a minute to kick in.
Motherfucker. Sending my cows to my cunt sister-in-law? Garbage. Garbage. And I thought we were friends. Fucking asshole.
Doesn't get much better than that. I mean, that's just pure Perry. So, I'll put that clip in like the Perry Caravello Facebook group, and it's gonna be, it'll be on YouTube. I'm waiting for the thumbnail art, and then I'll publish it tomorrow. So I don't know if new people like, it's almost impossible to explain that to new people, but yeah. Because he said on the phone call too, he said it was like losing a roommate in a way. When he regretted, because that was Friday, 2 weeks ago Friday. He ended up getting the towels that Monday, and then the regret set in, where he's like, oh my God, what did I do? I threw that standee away. So I wish there was more to it. I wish, because the ring gets occasionally picked up with motion, so that's the only reason I have that, is it kicked in with the motion of him opening the door. And then sometimes if I manually click on it, then I can get longer. I would have loved to have heard the conversation inside the apartment, But at least we have this. At least we have something. I love, At least we have the end of the argument, and it might have continued past that point, because then the ring cuts off because he's still talking to the standee as he's walking out. So, and then there's a longer walk to the dumpster. So I wonder. I don't know. I wish. But I don't want to get ungrateful. I am so thankful we have this, and I'm so thankful I found it. And it was kind of just by, I forget, because I was watching the video again. I was watching the end of that stream where he's talking about the standee, and I was in my head. I thought, for some reason, I thought he threw it out that Saturday, like the next day. And then I was thinking to myself, well, if he threw it out, I probably have it on the ring. So I go to the ring archive, and I'm looking on Saturday, and I'm like, I see him come in and out a little bit. I know all of his neighbors, by the way, because I see him so often on the ring camera. Like I just know all of them. And I was like, well, maybe he threw it away Friday night. So I'm going Friday night, and I already had the one where he's looking at the cement, and then. No, the popcorn divider is a bigger regret. That's one of the biggest regrets of his life. And I went deeper. I went later than I normally did. And then there's like people walking their dog. There's like people walking back and forth. Okay, nothing there. And then all of a sudden, it's like that video. If you ever see that video where they discovered the Titanic, like for the first time in like 1985, and they're like scanning the ocean bed, and it's like there's nothing. And then all of a sudden there's a doll. And they're like, oh my God, like, what's that? We're onto something here. Oh my God. A piece of a rudder. That's how I felt. I was like, I scanning, and then I see his door open. And I'm like, oh my God, this is him. And then it wasn't him taking out the standee by itself, which I kind of wanted, but it was, it's the standee in his big garbage box, which is good enough for me. I thought it was good. So what do you say? You want to give it one more play before we say goodnight? One more play? Type 1 for one more play. 2, you've had enough. Okay, one more play. We'll give one more play. And then we'll say goodnight. Okay, here we go.
Motherfucker. Sending my towels to my cunt sister-in-law? Garbage. And I thought we were friends. Fucking asshole.
That's so great. Oh boy. So yeah, I'll put that up tomorrow, and you guys can play it over and over. I'll put this stream tonight on Patreon tomorrow also. There's if you haven't heard, there's a new Patreon tier, credenza tier, for those who want the streams, access to the streams earlier. It's the unedited stream, so this will be unedited on Patreon tomorrow. And and then I'll put the clip in the Facebook. I was gonna post it today, but it was kind of out of context. I didn't want to but I was so, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, and I knew that would be, it would be a big thing. I wish it just was started a little sooner, just to catch a little bit of what he was saying coming out. But anyway, we will see y'all on Sunday. And I gotta go call Samuel from Twitch now and give him the full report. And see what's going on. Yeah, credenza tier is good. We got a lot of people signed up for that already. A lot of people want that, so I'll put these, post shows when we have them. The streams. Yeah, Sam does do good work. Sam's call worked a little bit. I sent a message to Sam as the stream was going. I was like, "Hey, are you around?" He kind of needs a little talking to, so it's nice to have that, when we need it. It worked for a little while. It actually did work. He was just on the cusp of unmanageable. So yeah, thank you, Joey. It's hard for me sometimes to realize the demand for things, but if enough people ask for it, I'm going to give it to you. People were asking for it. Hey, I want to see the other thing I was thinking of doing, and this was suggested by Scott, was to do audio versions of the streams for like iTunes and like Spotify, and just upload them like podcasts, for some people, because some people like to say they like listening to the streams while they drive or whatever. So I might actually look into doing that in the near future. Just do the audio versions, forever long after. Why is that live? That's a weird color. There we go. Yeah, Amy made a mess of things, so we're still trying to clean up after her mess. But anyway, we'll see you Sunday for Subscriber Sunday. I'm sure he'll be in a much better mood. He was fine though. You gotta give it to him. He accepted a lot of offers tonight, and I am legit surprised that there were no things for the fish. The 2 fish that came in, he opened them. I was like, I thought for sure we would get a I love you too, cha-cha. I thought for sure we'd get an offer for the fish in the microwave or something. I mean, the fact that he actually took it out, I mean, God, it's just surprising. Just, but yeah, yeah, Amy. I like the Amy bot thing too. That was good. There's a couple of really good ones. But I wanted to say, everybody that was on the stream on Tuesday, everybody was good. There was one weird one that came in. I don't know if you guys caught it. It doesn't bother me, but it was like one tip comment that came in that was like basic. I forget who it was or what it said, but it was like basically to Perry. It was like, and I'm paraphrasing. It was like, Perry, you know that Tom is working with Amy and he's behind all this Amy thing, and which isn't true, number one. And number two, I was like, really, dickhead? Like that's where we're gonna go? And of course, he questioned it for a second. He didn't question it, but he was like stupefied by it. He was like, that better not be true. I was like, of course it's not true, Perry. But I was like, what a dick. Not that bothers me. That stuff doesn't bother me. There's Perry heroes left and right that'll like contact him and be like, hey, just so you know, Tom is this, that, and the other thing. It doesn't bother me. But that was the only one. That was the only one. And everybody else was perfection. It was like one of those nights where every single tip comment was perfect for Tuesday. It was great. Tonight had its ebb and flow, but yeah, Perry's heroes. But it was like, that was the only one. But other than that, it was just good. Gotta work on your Perry voice. Look, it's not so much Perry's voice, and this is true with most impressions. You got to it's the cadence, and obviously, I hear his voice more than anybody else's voice in my life, so I hear it constantly. So I may not his voice is very hard to impersonate, but I go after his cadence and articulation, which I think is the key with Perry. and I usually do his regular speaking voice. I don't go into his crazy screaming voice. But you got to just get the way, there's certain people that are very hard to impersonate because they don't necessarily have a cadence to lock down on or like a manner of speaking. But if you can get if you can find like a pattern to the way they say things, like musical, Perry's musical, there's rhythm to the things he says. There's rhythm to his sentences, and I've heard him enough times now where I know the up and down. Jay Moore said the key to doing an impression is to say thing that the person would say but never said before. Yeah, I think that's true. Even though with Perry I kind of say things that he's pretty much always said. Yeah, it's gonna come in tomorrow. You know what, motherfucker? I woke up this morning and I forgot the fucking egg in my credenza and the fucking dog puppet and the fucking... What was the other thing in this credenza? I don't remember. And I'm never doing that again, ever. But, what else is in the credenza? There's the egg that he put in and the wolf. Wasn't there something else? Why am I blanking on that? The boiled egg, right? I know that. The boiled egg. Is it that? Is it just it? Is it just the eggs and the wolf? I thought there was something else. Come. Sure. Impression is perfect, condescending tone. Yeah. Yeah. I thought there was something else, but yeah. Anyway, I gotta sign out because I had a long day today. So if I sounded extra cranky tonight with Perry and my patience was stretched more than normal, is because I had a really long day. I had this very unusual, and it's probably gonna be the same for Sunday night because I gotta be in the city early on Monday because I have this weird. I wouldn't say weird, but it's an unusual situation where I have a good friend in Dublin, Ireland, who his aunt passed away, and his aunt lives in. I'm going to try to catch the Mets highlights. Thank you. His aunt passed away, and she lived here. She lived in New York City, and she worked for St. Patrick's Cathedral for years. She was retired. Anyway, she passed away. They don't have any family here, so they've kind of asked me to take care of her, all her details. And God, I'm dealing with like the medical examiner's office. I've been given power of attorney, and I'm basically handling everything because they can't come over here. And so I was dealing with that all day today. And I got back like almost, in time to like start doing prep stuff for the stream. So I'm like extra fried from that because it's weird when you're not family, and it's hard to like. I got to get access to her apartment. I got to find her will. I got to find her phone book. I got to do all this stuff, and it's all these different departments. I had to make plans at the funeral home, and get identify the body. It's all this shit that's like and I'm not even related, but it's just. And then I had Perry calling me constantly too, so it's just. Anyway, long fucking day. So we'll see on if there's anything cool, anything interesting that comes out of him tomorrow. I'll post it on. Yeah, I do remember when Castillo fell and then the stairs and tore his tennis. Who was the one, John? Who was the guy? I forgot. Who was the guy that cut his finger really bad, like mowing his lawn? Why am I blank? Was it Sid Fernandez? Is that he was a pitcher for the Mets, like the late 80s, early 90s, and he like mowed his lawn and he cut his finger. I want to say Sid Fernandez, but I forget who it was, but it was somebody like that. Not compensating for all the work I do, but we are paying off debts, which is kind of the same thing, so that's cool. No, I don't remember when the closer. Bob Ojeda, thank you. Bob Ojeda. Exactly, yeah. Bob Ojeda. Great. Yeah. Bob Ojeda. I don't remember when the closer punched his father-in-law. Who is that? Who is the okay? Just really quick Mets thing before I go. I can't think. God, do you remember? Fuck. Why can't I think of his name? Really eccentric closing pitcher, late '90s. Wore number 99, and he would like throw his glove in fits, and he had long hair. Turk Wendell. Turk Wendell just came to me as I was saying. Turk Wendell. I was thinking of him. Like I was thinking of eccentric Mets closers, and yeah, he was like really superstitious. And if he had a bad game, he'd walk back to the dugout, and he would literally take his pitcher's glove out and throw it into the crowd angrily, like he was done with it, and then he would have to get his like a new glove or something like that. John Franco, yeah, here's another one. Him and Armando Benitez, it's just, you know, God, I can't think of how many games that guy blew. Oh wow, I vaguely remember that. Yeah, anyway, I could sit here all night talking about 80s and 90s Mets players. Baseball is not a sport. Traxel was, yeah, but you know, the thing about Traxel is, what I liked about Steve Traxel is he was slow, but he was on that 99-2000 team. He was the only guy on the 99-2000 team, which, you know, they made a decent run. In 99, they made it to the NLCS. Horrible loss with Rogers walking in a run to end it. And then, you know, in 2000, they made it to the World Series. And then the Mets weren't good again until 2006, where they made it to the NLCS again. And Trax was the only guy that was on the 2006 team, and I was really rooting hard for that 2006 team. But still, that NLCS Game 7 against the Cardinals, to me, is the worst Mets loss of my lifetime. The worst Mets loss of my lifetime, by far. Worse than Game 5 in 2000, because it was a gut punch. Just a gut punch. But I was really rooting for Traxel because he was the only, like, I wanted one of those 99-2000 Mets players to get a ring. You know, Piazza was gone in 2000, after 2005, and Traxel was the last remaining guy that had any connection to that late 90s team, which I loved. And that helped get me back into baseball too, because I was out after the strike in 94. I didn't watch any of the 95 season. Barely watched 96. Mike Piazza was there. When they got Piazza got me back into it, and then I got really into it again in like the late 90s, and, you know, ever since. But man, I just would have loved to have seen that 2006 team win, because I think if they would have won that Game 7 against the Cardinals, they would have railroaded over the Tigers in the World Series. Tigers were just decimated by the Cardinals because they were sitting around for a long time. They had swept their series early, and I always think that the team that has to wait around is in the disadvantage. No, I'm not a Yankees fan, but I will say I think the Yankees' hatred by Mets fans has kind of dissipated over the years. I think the rivalry was really hardcore in the late 90s because the Yankees, and I'll tell you the truth, New York in general, like I'm talking, like, you know, all the boroughs, like Brooklyn. I'm sure this is boring to most other people, but like New York is a Mets town. If you notice, when the Nets are doing well, you know, and a lot of them are bandwagon fans, but when them, like, go back to 2015 when you know, the Mets were in the World Series and they had that great run. New York was a Mets town again, and it was a Mets town in the 80s, and then in the mid to late 90s it was a Yankees town. But when the Mets are doing well, it's a Mets town, and you know, that's just the way it is. But I don't think that rivalry between the Mets and Yankees are really there, because they're never good at the same time anymore. And I think the rivalry is only strong when they're good at the same time. And also the interleague play has been done to death. Yeah, Beltran. Fuck Beltran. I'm so glad he got fired as the Mets manager. I didn't want him in a Mets uniform. I don't ever want to see him again. Fuck him. Not that I'm in love with this guy now, but I was really happy when that scandal came out about the Astros and he had to give up, because when they announced him as the manager, I was like, oh, the guy that just fucking stood there is going to be our manager? Don't think so. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying earlier, I haven't had much time to watch any games. I'd like to go to a game sometime this summer. See, I don't even know how that works, because I see people at the games, but it's like scattered. But I'd like to go to a game. We'll see. Yeah, how do you be an Astros? That's the thing. Like Astros, God, how do you recover from that? Rangers or Islanders, neither. I don't care about hockey. I mean, I don't root against them, but I just don't have any vested interest in hockey. I'm not into football. Baseball's my only sport. I don't follow football. Not really into basketball. Because baseball's so exhausting. It's a sport that's like on every day from April through October. It takes so much out of me to follow baseball that I don't have the concentration to follow another sport. I like Terry Collins, though. I get what you're saying, but I like him. My favorite manager is Bobby Valentine. I loved Bobby Valentine. Opie or Anthony? I'm going to go with Anthony. And I'll tell you the truth, I never really listened to Opie and Anthony during their heyday, because I was always a Stern fan. And when you're a Stern fan, you're not going to listen to Opie and Anthony. But I always used to say that I hated Opie and Anthony, but it wasn't true, because later when I examined it, I didn't hate Opie and Anthony. I just hated Opie. Anthony I kind of liked at the time, but not now. But I really like Bobby Valentine. He was just, of course, Bobby Valentine. You got to go to the time where he was ejected from a game in like the '99 season, and he went into the dugout, and he came back with like a fake mustache, sunglasses, and a hat. He was like came out watching the dugout. It was like the biggest fu. Yeah, I guess I don't know anything about Opie. I know he was good with. I from what I gather, I think Opie was like obsessive with like pre-planning stuff and like heavily editing stuff, and then Anthony was kind of like free flow and like didn't care about that stuff. Is Bobby Valentine thinks he invented the wrap sandwich? I've been to his. He used to have a restaurant in a hotel right near Shea Stadium, and I used to go there after games because he would always show up and he'd go around to each table and like shake hands and stuff like that. I always liked him. The food was, but yeah. Do people listen to Anthony now? Are people still into Anthony? Like they still listen to him on Compound? Because I feel like he's kind of, boy, like just. I mean, I haven't listened to him in a long time, but he just seems so crazy. And now he doesn't have a co-host anymore, right? Because that guy, what's his name, Dave Landau, like left and like went to work for Steven Crowder. Which just got to be the biggest fuck you. Yeah, I saw Red Bar covered that. I'm always like 2 or 3 shows behind on Red Bar, but yeah. How is That's the thing. Okay, so Compound Media. How is it? How is Compound Media still a thing? How is Compound Media still exist? Because you got to figure the rent they pay, and I've been there because I've been on. I was on Gavin's show a couple of times, and I was there a couple other times. It's like this. It's in Midtown Manhattan, and it's just like it's an office building that they turned into a studio, but they got to be paying an insane amount of rent. That can't be going on. I'm gonna look into that Bobby Valentine wrap sandwich thing. But yeah, and then they have all these other shows, but like there's got to be nobody's listening to those shows, right? I feel like when Gavin left, that was kind of the end, and then they put so much money into Artie. Artie Lang joined Compound Media, and they put a ton of money. I mean, they must have, because they actually upped the subscription price, because that's how much money they were probably paying Artie. They probably paid him a pretty penny, and then they took out a billboard and they had all this thing, and of course Artie just fucked it. I mean, really within the first, I remember listening to that at the time, and the only reason I listened is I had a free subscription because Gavin gave me like I had like a guest pass or something like that, and then they finally got rid of it, but. It was like within 2 weeks, like Artie just wasn't. He was like late, or no, I think he just didn't show up. And like Anthony was like, "Yeah, here we are. Okay, Artie isn't here now. Don't worry, everybody. Don't worry, it's fine. He's just sick. He like, couldn't make it today." And then and then the next show he was in, and then Artie would go to the bathroom like about midway through the show and disappear for like 40 minutes. And everybody knew. And then Artie started telling the same stories, like over and over again, as if it was the first. But even Keith the Cop's gone now. He's not there. He's not there anymore. Keith Cop left. But like all the Artie stories, like when he stole the fuck. I can't even think of it now. But he and then you could tell it was the uncomfortableness of listening to Anthony, hearing a joke or a story from Artie clearly for the 20th time, although Artie's telling it like he's telling it for the first time, and he's giving those like polite laughs. But everybody listening knows like, yeah, this guy is bad. So anyway, that was a disaster. And then Artie eventually, I think Keith fired him, and then. But they were so in the hole with like money. Yeah, the Cocaine Pig story. It was a million of them. There was the friend he knew that stole the canoe from the sporting goods store and then went back the next day to get the oars, and then the security guard stopped him and he goes, "Hey, are you the guy who stole the canoe?" And he goes, "What gave it away, Columbo?" And he got banged for that. I never ate at Famous Sammy's in New York. Where was that? There's so many places that have closed down. It's so sad. That have closed over the God. I can only imagine what it's like now. Yeah, I mean, fuck. You knew that was a bet. You knew that was going to go down poorly. When by the way, Garrett, who said he robbed the bank, Garrett's the guy who did the new intro for the Perry Caravello Live, so he did a really great job. I know people were talking about it in the chat when the stream started. He did a great job on it. I don't really know about Ron Bennington, only from being a guest. Yeah, I think the idea is to like swap out clips and like make it different not different each stream, but like make a Mailbag Friday intro, a Subscriber Sunday Tuesday. I don't know what we're gonna do if we go to no, not Garrett from Compound, that dope, Garrett Savage, who's G Savage in the chat, who clips a lot of stuff and does a great job. Yeah, dude. I'm coming to California next month, so definitely doing tacos in San Diego. I'm not going to fucking Reseda if I can't take a trip down to San Diego. Okay, that's where I never went to Sammy's. It was super chewy. Sid Rosenberg had a thing where he was on the Fan, and then he was another like drug dude, and then he went down to I think he was supposed to show up at I have this insane memory where he was doing these tailgate parties on the air for like Giants game. Orange County, I love Orange County. I have a good friend in Orange County. I'll definitely take you up on that. Sid Rosenberg was supposed to do this, like he was this radio guy in this famous New York sports station WFAN, and he was supposed to do this Giants tailgate thing, and he just never showed up. It was like obviously drug related. He was like hungover or whatever, and they fired him. And then he went down to Miami and he kind of like rebooted himself, and then he did Sid Rosenberg, and then he came back to New York, and yeah, he it's like he did his penance and came back. It's like that other guy. Who's the dude? He's like a poor man's Mad Dog Russo. I always can't think of his name. The guy, is it Carlton? The guy who did the show with Boomer Esiason, who was like in jail for illegal scalping or something like that, or like a scalping scam where he didn't even have ticket. And it's a whole other thing. But anyway, this morning sports talk show host in New York who got a federal probe on him because he was a degenerate gambler, owed a ton of money. Carton, yeah, right, Greg Carton, and he gambled with business. Right, he gambled with business money, and he had this like thing where he had like tickets or something like that, but. I forget the ins and outs of it. It's going back about 5 years now, and then but now he's back now. He's back on the air. Like I don't listen to FAN anymore because there's nobody on there that I connect to. Like I could even listen to Francesa for a while, as bloated, as like unbearable as he can be sometimes. And I would love to listen to Mad Dog, but I don't like Mad Dog as a national guy. I've tried listening to him on Sirius. I only like Mad Dog if he's talking about local New York sports. I don't like him as a national guy. It just doesn't do it for me. So I don't listen to sports radio at all anymore. Yeah, Crazy Cabby bragged about not paying taxes on Stern, and like literally the IRS visited the station like maybe later that day. And I forget. Is Steve Summers still on? Yeah, I do like Steve Summers. But I don't listen to the radio anymore. Like there was times where I was in the car more and I would listen to FAN, but I just don't listen to it anymore. Yeah, exactly, Clutch Canuck. Who went to jail for? Did Carton go to jail for a decade? Fuck. Okay, so John, I'm going to ask you this, and I'll make this the last thing. So, being that we're having a narrow conversation about New York radio, so there was a guy in the '90s. The name's going to come to me. I can't think of it right now. He was like a Bob Grant type. He was like a conservative radio talk show host. But remember, conservative radio talk show host in the '90s was not conservative radio talk show now. They were, very different breed. I like Joe Benigno a lot. He left though; he retired, I think. But there was this other guy who was like he was like a Bob Grant type guy, and then he switched to being like a far left guy, like a liberal guy, like almost overnight. And then all his regular callers would call into the show. I think he was on ABC, WABC. All his regular callers would call in, and he had completely different viewpoints, like almost overnight. And he would get his regular callers, and they'd be like, "What happened to you?" No, it wasn't. Jay Diamond just came to me. The guy's name was Jay Diamond. I don't know if he's still around, but he was this like conservative dude, and he did this like, I think he was on before Bob Grant or something. And then all of a sudden it was like mid 90s, like maybe like around 95 or something like that. And he was just like all of a sudden a liberal guy and everybody called him out at him. But then he would get callers that used to call in to yell at him like this. And again, I can't remember the name of the caller. It was a fascinating thing because he'd be this Bob Grant wannabe, let's say. And this is before Sean Hannity or any of these other guys. And, like he'd have these liberal callers that would call in when he was conservative and yell at him, and then when he switched to being liberal, they called at him to be like, "Oh, we knew you'd come to our side eventually. Congratulations, Jay." And then you'd get and it was just such a weird thing. Like how do you he just lost all like whatever side you're jumping to. It's like it's just such a straight. No, I never listened to Phil Hendry. Yeah, it's not really. This is not really the stream. It's just me rambling. Yeah. So I don't know what happened to Jay Diamond. He was on ABC for years, and then there was that period, and then there was right on time. If you remember, speaking of Bob Grant was actually fired from WABC at some point in like the mid '90s, and then WOR hired him, and then I think he finished out his career on WOR, which was very strange because I think he originally started on WOR. like the WR good guys in like the 60s and 70s, and it was like Bob Gray and Bob Grant and a couple other guys. But that's very specific. New York. Art Bell was Art Bell was the guy that was into like UFOs, right? And then he went off the air for a while because he had some weird conspiracy theory. I think Bob Grant was there. See, Stern always used to talk about this guy called I think his name was Greg Crandall from like the 60s, and I remember looking. If you go, you can find air checks from all these guys on YouTube. There's amazing YouTube content for like all these guys. You could hear Bob Grant from like the 70s. There was I like listening to like these guys from like it was like 77 and like around the time where like Son of Sam and like the New York City blackout. Do I ever listen? I never listened to Rush Limbaugh once because he was a national guy, and I just was not into national. I just wasn't into him at all. I hated his cadence. I hated his whole persona. Perry has conspiracy theories, but you know how he is. It's just he's just. They're not conspiracy theories the way you and I would say conspiracy theories. Thanks, Dimitri. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I handle him well, and then other times, like tonight, I feel like I lose him a little bit. And we pretty much went earpiece-less tonight, which was scary to me at the times where like the gay stuff comes up. But I think we managed okay. But anyway, I should probably give him a call. I still got to call Sam. Yeah, if you missed it, we played the Mike Lindell cutout argument that Perry had, and that'll be on YouTube tomorrow. It's fantastic. It's a great find. Yeah, I'm not anti-Rush Limbaugh. I just never. I can't listen to politics talk stuff anymore. I do. I'll tell you who I do like. I haven't listened to him in recent years, but I always liked Michael Savage, who was on ABC for a while. I think he just does podcasting exclusively now, but he was this always like cantankerous New York guy. Even though I think he was on the West Coast, but I always liked it because he kind of like didn't give a shit. Like he would go after anybody, and I just kind of like that old. He's very old school. All these guys, basically, their whole show is about their new book. They write a book a year, right? And maybe 3 months out of the year, you'll get a real show. And then the rest of the time, it's just a promotion for their book. That's how I see it, kind of. All of them. But they're all guilty of it. But yeah, I like to listen to Savage, but I just, I'm just burnt out of political talk shows of any kind, so I don't have the time. I don't have the space in my brain to fit all that in. I just glance at the screen. How do I read comments in real time? It's easier now that they're on the actual screen. That's why I had them put on the screen for these. So it's also easier if I post it to Patreon, where it's just not like, because if it was here, like if I turn off the chat box, like if it was just a car driving down and me talking, it gets a little dull. I'll eventually maybe get a camera and stuff. Maybe I'll do some stuff like that, but at least the chat box, it gives me some kind of visual focus. I have not peed since this stream started. I think this is the longest I've gone. 6 hours, over 6 hours. Rush Limbaugh sucks, but Rush rules. Did Perry give Don a present for Don Barris's birthday? I highly fucking doubt it. Let me just make sure he doesn't. Fuck. See, okay, I'm in a bit of a pickle here because I want to make sure he doesn't throw the wolf away, but I also don't want to remind him that it's in there. You know, because I don't want him to throw it away. But he's forgotten about the credenza stuff every other time. So do I call him? And let me just, I just want to, I'm not going to call him about that. I just want to make sure you guys can hang out. And I just, yeah, I think he'll forget too, but you never know.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Why?
I'm just asking, the casual, what are you doing?
I'm getting to sleep.
Oh, you in your bed?
Not really, but I'm in my chair.
Oh, you're at the computer?
Yeah.
Do
Why?
you want me to log in?
Huh?
Do you want me to log in?
No. I'm watching my channel. I took the fucking video camera and it's face down so nobody sees what I'm doing, and I'm on my page. Do not disturb me during my private hour.
What do you mean your private hour? What do you mean your private hour?
Do I have to explain everything down to detail? I don't want to.
I'm not following you. I'm lost.
You're playing stupid just to fucking...
No, are you doing what you were doing the other night?
Yeah, that fucking cunt caught me doing, yeah.
Okay. Don't mess up the camera too much because I don't think the camera's not on. Don't mess up.
It's not on. The lens is the face is down, and when I put it back in the little tripod, I'll be wiping the lens, so there's no big deal.
Okay. Did you throw all your garbage away?
Majority.
Okay. There's some things I want you to keep for the auction, but we can go over that tomorrow.
Like?
It's just I forget all. Well, not the walker. You could throw that away. Not throw it away, but you can give it away. Well, I'll come up with a list tomorrow. I don't think there was too many things tonight, to be honest. But you threw the fish away and all that?
Yes.
Okay.
Fish gone, eggs gone, all that garbage.
Okay.
Pasta's in the fridge.
Okay. I got to call Samuel now. Is there anything I should tell him on your behalf? Because I'm sure he's not going to be happy.
Tell him that to kindly understand that, when people make you angry, to forgive me for, turning into a fucking disgrace. I mean...
Okay. I mean...
I'm about to tell you that we should stop doing this.
You want to stop? Do you want to stop doing it? Want me to just take the channel down completely and all the work that we started, and all the viewers and everything that you've gained? We'll just throw that away. You want me to do that?
It's turning into madness. I mean, oh God, I don't even know what to say anymore.
Yeah, I don't think you're speaking with a clear head. I think tomorrow you'll be more like, more.
Yeah, I'm very sleepy. I mean, my neck is on fire because of this fucking weather.
I get it. You were content. You did get. I will say you did get hit pretty hard tonight. I was surprised at how hard you got hit tonight. I thought people would be a little more complimentary. But anyway, it was.
I think I'm going to be on fire for about another 3 or 4 days because it's going to be all clouds all week.
Oh really?
So I'm not going to be in good mood at all for.
Just before we get off, what exactly did you throw away tonight? Just so I know.
Everything that was in the garbage bag, the garbage pail.
Okay.
In front of me.
Cool. So you got the fish and you got the pizza, the food, and everything like that.
The fish is the trash. The pasta's in the refrigerator. Pasta and the bread is in the refrigerator. The fish is trash. The eggs are trash. The reason why the eggs are trash is because you can't leave eggs out for as long as they were laid out and expect them to stay well.
They were the hard-boiled ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So understand what I'm.
No,
why I did what I did.
I'm not mad. I was just asking. I didn't want you to throw any important stuff away.
Yeah. Well, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 900 pictures that are going in the garbage if they're not sold by tomorrow.
You counted to 900 that fast?
I'm just teasing.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you get back to your business. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah.
Thanks. I gotta call Sam now.
Please, this obnoxiousness just.
Hey, by the way, what's with you saying? What's with you saying queer? That was weird. Not that it's a terrible thing to say, but it's just in the context you're using.
I normally don't say that. I know it's normal. It's not something normal for me.
Yeah, let's.
So I didn't say the word faggot. I said queer.
We just said it. All right. How about we just don't say those things anymore, okay?
Because the Q word isn't on the list.
Yeah, I know, but it's a negative connotation. That's what we want to avoid. Okay? We want to avoid all those.
Well, there's a video of me spanking my monkey all over the internet.
I haven't seen it, Perry. I have no proof of that.
Neither have I, and I don't want to.
Haven't seen it.
Did you look up my name to see if it's out there?
No, but I don't need to, Perry. It's not. It's not a big deal.
It's disgusting. Just to know that there's a tramp named my sister-in-law, Amy Liberante, looking for shit like that online and then broadcasting it.
We have no proof of that. We have no proof of that.
I'll look it up right now, as a matter of fact.
Go for it. Let me know what you find.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll call you back if I see it.
All right, bye. He's something special. Anyway. See, now I got to edit this fucking thing. Even for a Patreon tomorrow. Because it goes up on Vimeo. But, I guess I got to write down what fucking time that was. Boom. Boom. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not worried about it. It's after the stream. I don't care all that much, but yeah, he's in the middle of it. It's his private hour, apparently. Doggy isn't here, as you could hear. No snoring at the moment. No, the dog. I don't have the dog all the time. It's not my dog. But I do. Shit, it's 3:10 in the morning. Good Lord. Okay, I didn't realize. I'm gonna sign off. Thanks, guys. Everybody. Thanks for everybody hanging out for these. I can't do this on Sunday because I got to be up super early on Monday, and we'll see going forward. I'll put this up tomorrow on Patreon, and for the credenza tier, and the friggin' 2 weeks ago Friday will be up on YouTube, and I'll catch up on those now because I don't think the rest are going to be as problematic as that Friday one was. The other one should be easy. But yeah, I'll see you guys then. And we'll see how he is on Sunday. All right, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. And we'll talk later. Bye. Oh, wait, one last thing. How did you guys like the mouse tonight? I'm clicking it right now. It's like the silent one versus the clicky one. Did you guys like the silent mouse tonight? I was trying. It kind of stinks. It's not as good because the other mouse is badass. Like I have a wood desk, and that thing can go all over. This thing actually, it's like not as precise, but it's fine. I like the silent. I would have liked more silent on Tuesday. In fact, I might actually OCD myself into editing out all the clicks from Tuesday. But yeah, all right, I'll finish out with some clicks. All right, guys. Good night, and I'll see you on Sunday.